I'm still in love with him. He had me believe that everything I went through was over.
Tuesdays.
Candace Young.
The past is closing in.
You're a strong woman. Take that money you got and you start all over.
Who will find a way out? And who will find a dead end?
I have to go get my son.
Wyatt cried. Has he been here? You can't be this. You can't.
I found the information you were looking for.
About Derek?
What?
Tyler
All right, have and have not fans, you just saw the trailer for next week's episode, season 7, episode 16, airing September 22nd, Counting the Cost. This synopsis kind of spoils something, but this is all we got to work with. Wyatt's addiction leaves him spiraling. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still alive. Anyway, before going further in the video, go ahead and make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Let's try to get to 150 likes. Also hit subscribe, the bell notification icon, and select all. That way you don't miss out when I post new content. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Yeah, so these trailers, I don't even know to give me hype anymore. I mean, I don't know. Again, if you my episode review pretty much summed it up, as well as the live stream we did last night. Remember, guys, not only will I be discussing the trailer that aired at the beginning of this video, but also the end credit trailer from last night's episode. Just keep that in mind. And I don't know when OWN is going to drop the trailer on their YouTube channel, because if memory serves, they did not drop the trailer for this week's episode, The Executor, until either Monday or Tuesday morning. And I'm like, what? No, I think it was yesterday morning. Why are you going to wait until the day of the episode to drop the first look? But thankfully, I have devoted fans who send me the trailers early, so I can do videos on them for your consumption. So please, like I said before, like and subscribe. All right. So Mitch and Candace are talking at the hotel room. It looks like they got like a little mini bar set up. They got their drinks and everything. I don't believe they stated what the name of this hotel is. All I know is it's $300 a night and $45 cheeseburgers. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that. But in any case, Mitch and Candace are having a conversation about Charles. You know, Mitch thinks that Candace is still in love with him. Candace admits it because Charles made her feel like everything she had been through was all over. Then we had that flashback to when, you know, she was literally dragged out of it, ripped away from his life. And then Mitch also suggests, like, look, you're a strong, independent woman. Why don't you just take the money you got and start all over? We also have a brief scene where Conley is asking Landon about Candace, which I find very suspicious. We also have, I believe, Benny talking to Candace about the realtor. Is like, ooh, that realtor is so fine. And Candace like, don't be a douche. I'm going to put it out there. I know this is most likely not the situation, obviously, for multiple reasons, but wouldn't it be something if this hot realtor is actually Marcy from If Loving You Is Wrong? Yes, I'm well aware that the same actress who portrayed Marcy from If Loving You Is Wrong, who was a realtor, also portrayed Darcy in the early episodes of The Haves and the Have-Nots. She only had one on-screen appearance, and then she was also on the telephone with Hannah, and then that was it. This was before If Loving You Is Wrong was a thing. So I think that would be a fun little nod to continuity if that were the case. Like, let's say Marcy had an out-of-town, you know, outside of Maxine, an out-of-town realtor house to show, and then she showed Benny. That would be awesome. Let's see here. We also have Hannah. Well, there are a lot of scenes in the trailer people aren't even talking. I mean, she's in the kitchen, but we got Jim in the hospital talking with David, and he's setting up his new passcode for the car. It's like, thank you, Jesus. Okay, that was pretty funny, I will admit. We also have, you know, Wyatt talking, Jim talking about how they need to find Wyatt before he, you know, he's dead. And we have David going down to the Iron Bone bar, and, you know, Sandy's there. And while David's like, I need to find Wyatt Cryer. And this Sandy's like, hey, get this guy out of here. So I don't think David's going to go without a fight, even though technically speaking, he should still be in that burn suit. So I don't know how he would fight, but I don't know. You know, it's just like one of those situations where Tyler gonna do what Tyler gonna do. If David can pull a Steve Urkel. Remember that episode of Family Matters in the Transformation Chamber, where I think that was one of the first times it was used outside of Stefan Urkel. It was like Steve used it to turn into Bruce Lee, and then he went down to that bar and beat the crap out of everyone. as cheesy as it was, still one of my favorite episodes, Family Matters. We got Veronica trying to seduce Samuel because, you know, she sent Laura away to the store. It's like, hey, do you want a drink or anything? And, you know, Laura, she's on a errand trip for me. She won't be back for a while. Let's see how that turns out. Then we also have Veronica calling Benny with the information for Derek, which is pretty interesting considering the fact that they didn't have sex like she wanted, but she decided to just give the information to Benny anyway. That's not to say. Here's what I think might be the case. I'm just going to throw this out here. Veronica tries to seduce Samuel, but as he told Laura, I'm going to play hard to get, so I'm not going to allow her to seduce me. And because Samuel turned her down, she decides to call Benny to give him the information that he wanted about Derek. And in her mind, it's like, okay, I'm going to give you this information, but you still better come by to my house later tonight. Pretty much as a Samuel substitute. That's what I think might happen. Let's see. We also get a brief scene. It looks like Jeffrey without his clothes on. It looks like he's opening a door, and then there's somebody who doesn't have clothes on. It looks like they're light skinned. I have no idea who this person is. I mean, I might do an IMDb check to look it up, but I don't think it's that much importance. I don't know. But I know it ain't Landon, and it isn't Madison. It isn't even Justin, so I have no idea who this person is. Let's see. We also have... Oh, yeah. Speaking of Justin, Justin's sitting with Tanner. You know, Tanner's trying to tell him, look, you can't be like this. And Justin's like, I'm not a... And I'm not going to say the Q word he said just because I don't know if it would fly by YouTube regulations. Not to mention if there are... Well, I'm well aware that there are some viewers of my channel who are homosexual. So I don't want to repeat that Q-U-E-E-R word to offend, even though I'm technically quoting a character. But, you know, I try to be as sensitive with these topics as, you know, possible, because in the day and age we live in, I honestly cannot tell you what's offensive and what's not. But at the same time, I know that there are certain words not to say, just like the N-word. So, you know what, you are well aware of what Justin said, because it was it was in the trailer. At least I think it was. I forgot, because again, I was watching both trailers. But in any case, he gets a slap to the face by Tanner. Then we also get, speaking of Sandy Malone, we pick up where we left off, kind of with a whole Wyatt situation. And then Sandy's like, you know what, I'm going to get better. I'll do it next time. And Vinny's like, no, because you're a whip. And then that's the end of that. So he's probably going to be reprimanded for that. And I think the final scene is, oh yeah, we have a guy who looks like, you know, some kind of, I don't know, like a lawyer or official attorney or whatever. He's walking through the jail talking with Catherine. Pretty much, you know, message sent from the Malones, hey, do you got the money for your son? And then Catherine's like, they're not getting a dime from me. So yeah, I guess maybe she finds out that Wyatt is in the custody of the Malones right now. But yeah, but either way, that's the trailer in a nutshell. I think I pretty much covered everything from top to bottom here. I don't think okay, let me put it this way, folks. Yes, I will be doing a separate video about Wyatt and if he's alive or not, but let me just put it like this. Remember at the end of last season, season 6, Show Not Tell, where Wyatt shot point blank Catherine and she fell back into the water? And the episode ended and we saw like there was this big black impact, like, you know, where the bullet obviously hit the wall behind her. It was like this big black spot. And Catherine fell back in the water. So the question was, well, she is redheaded. So it was hard to tell if the water was red or if it from blood or her hair. Not to mention, we really didn't get a clear shot of the water itself to tell if it was blood. And then in the very next episode, the first one of this season, there was no impact mark on the wall at all. And then Catherine's like, White shot at me and I fell under the water and I kept bobbing up for air until I heard the police come. What? Okay, if that's the case, as flimsy as it is, okay, I'll buy it. But the fact that the wall behind you clearly did not have the impact it did when you got shot makes zero sense. So a big thing that people are already calling out as bullcrap is, okay, I saw the trailer after the episode aired, but we see people are saying they saw Wyatt on the ground. No, we don't, because I got the screenshots. Well, I don't know if I got the pictures in order, but Vinny has the gun pointed and we see the fridge. There is no blood at all. If there was a shot, there should have been blood splatter. I'm not saying Wyatt did not get shot. I'm just saying that for a Wyatt to be shot in the position he was. Good old Tyler. Not to mention, and correct me if I'm wrong, speaking of like weird continuity, Vinny was telling Wyatt about the scar, and he was like pointing at it in the episode. I don't even think the scar was visible. I got to go back and watch it again. But remember, I was watching live in HD, not on YouTube or anything. I'm talking about when it actually aired because I was live tweeting. I did not see a scar. So, again, Tyler in this continuity, but whatever the case, counting the cost, pretty much I'm thinking that has to do with, Catherine counting up whether the $1 million versus her son's life is worth it. I don't know. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on the upcoming episode. Like I said, we only got 4. Wait, hang on. 17, 18. 19. We got 4 more after next week. This show needs to ramp it up. Man, okay. Thanks so much for tuning in. And as always, if you would like to donate to the channel, not mandatory but appreciated, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.